News headlines. Top story: Israel seizes Iran arms for Hezbollah, from CBC News. From the Afghanistan war, Afghan policeman kills 5 UK soldiers, from the Financial Times. World News Tech: China space power grows, from Global Security Newswire. World News Business: China leads the world in economic recovery. China News: Uyghur detainees in Palau adjust to new culture. World News Iran: Iran police attack embassy anniversary demonstrators. World Obama News: White House hopes Iran violence doesn't spread, from the AP. Iran News: 7 embassy anniversary demonstration videos are available at world.newsgazers.com. World News Israel: UN debates Gaza report, from BBC News World. This has been your World News headlines. World News top story: Iran embassy anniversary unrest grows. You can listen to this sound. This. As you can hear from the video, the unrest in Iran has not died down. Every time there is a reason for people to gather, be it embassy anniversary or a religious holiday, the people take to the streets again and again and again. Is the Iranian regime running out of Palestinians to hurl at their own people? Iran News from across the blogosphere: Iran has largely banned media coverage of non-sanctioned rallies and protests in international newswires, with reporters in the country, reporters in the country must rely on eyewitness accounts. From AP: White House monitoring crackdown in Iran. The White House on Wednesday expressed concerns at the growing violence in Iran. The White House is playing it safe once again regarding Iran, betting that the regime is simply too strong to collapse from demonstrations in the streets. From Sunni Sunkar: we put this in our top story analysis because the earthquake occurred at a time where it could lead to an escalation of violence as greater numbers of peoples conclude that the regime has no effective power. A 4.9 magnitude quake hit southern Iran and injures 700. Watch these videos from Iran. If you go to blog.freedomist.info, you can check out the videos that we're referring to. From YouTube, if you do a search for Iran protest, this time around you will find many, many more videos streaming out. These videos are anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes long to some longer. But there are a lot more videos coming out than there were before. This may tell of agents who have prepared in advance for the microblog battles. It appears, at least for now, the protesters have found a way around the Iranian regime's web blocking capabilities. This has been your World News top story report on the Iran demonstrations. World News editorial: How the UN President Obama is emboldening thugocracies, from Freedom News, Paul Collier. Israel News: Israel seizes Iran arms for Hezbollah. Israel claims seized arms bound for Lebanon, from CBC News. A blurb from it: Israeli Navy commandos seized a ship Wednesday that defense officials said was carrying more than 60 tons of missiles, rockets, and anti-tank weapons from Iran to Lebanon Hezbollah militia. The pre-dawn seizures near Cyprus was the second major arms seizure Israel has claimed, and the first since 2002, when Israeli forces stormed a freighter on the Red Sea and confiscated what the military said was 50 tons of missiles, mortars, rifles, and ammunition headed for Palestinian militants in the Gaza Strip. This is Paul Collier. The latest development in the growing Israeli-Iran conflict demonstrates the Obama administration's culpability in sowing the seeds of war throughout the world by emboldening the thugs and goons of the world. Obama has made more of an effort to reach out to the Iranian regime than he has to political opposition within his own borders. This legitimization of evil serves only to encourage regimes like Iran to step up their efforts to trigger worldwide chaos that will usher in an Islamic worldwide caliphate. The Israelis are finding themselves increasingly preparing for war, and the concept that they can no longer rely on American power to keep the thugs of the region in their own playpens. They too will, by necessity, act from an increasing position of base survivability, which will escalate the measures they are willing to take to stop the growing Iranian threat. Even as the people of Iran struggle to free themselves from this insane serial-killing regime, Obama has kept himself aloof from the Iran protests and said little of substance regarding the Iranian seizure of power. Even as Israel appears to be the only nation in the world willing to confront Iran, the really smart folks of the UN debate sanctions against Israel for alleged Gaza atrocities. The world has been turned upside down by the stark ineptness of a weak president who has made it clear to the world that the only thing he really wants to deal with right now is oppressing his own people through taxes and government-owned and operated vehicles, banks, and health care centers. Until President Obama begins to think of America first and not the world's citizens, nations of the world will continue to grow emboldened by Americans' weakness under the watch of Barack Hussein Obama, the UN President. Paul Collier, an American Freedomist.